Hello everyone, Darko2012 here with Global Government News, and I'm reading an article titled Radiation Safety Group Says Naked Body Scanners Increase Risk of Cancer. It does not say Donnie Darko 2012 of Global Government News says naked body scanners increase risk of cancer. No, no, no. I am reading someone else's article. That's right. And this was actually Paul Joseph Watson who wrote this from prisonplanet.com, Friday, February 5th, 2010. So if you have any comments or want me to remove this video because you say that it goes against the theory of what researchers have found as far as it causing cancer and damaging DNA, that all of our great researchers who are of the highest moral aptitude have not found any risk whatsoever in the lower radiation spectrum, in which I must make a disclaimer before I have certain individuals request that I remove a video such as this one covering body scanners, or else within 24 hours, or else. I've actually received warnings from an individual saying, you better remove this video or else. And I said, or asked him, what else, or what? And he's like, or I'll have to post a video that rebuttals, your claim. So if you have, this great argument against this, well then you go right ahead, man, and post your video that will make me, quote, lose face. But I never claimed that this is my words. I'm reading an article, so you can make of it what you will. An influential international radiation safety organization has warned that the naked body scanners currently being rolled out in airports across the world increase the risk of cancer and birth defects, and should not be used on pregnant women or children. Let me repeat this. An influential international radiation safety organization has warned that the naked body scanners currently being rolled out in airports across the world due to the underpants bomber, and it went boom boom, increase the risk of cancer and birth defects, and should not be used on pregnant women or children. Despite governments claiming that the backscatter X-ray systems produce radiation too low to pose a threat, the Interagency Committee on Radiation Safety concluded in the reports that the governments must justify the use of the scanners and that a more accurate assessment of the health risk is needed. Pregnant women and children should not be subjected to scanning, according to the report, adding that governments should consider, quote, other techniques to achieve the same end without using the ionization radiation. So these quotes, this was quoted from the Interagency Committee on Radiation Safety, who are all about radiation. They're all up in it, right? That's their life, is to keep people safe from radiation. So, there hasn't been, right now it's still debatable whether, this level of millimeter and terahertz radiation being emitted from these things are actually ionizing. But according to information and the radiation spectrum that someone pointed out, I checked it out, and it actually doesn't start ionizing. So this could not possibly not be completely true, but these are people that are, like I said, their lives are dedicated towards the safety of radiation emissions. So, I would take what they said into consideration. It says the committee cited the IAEAs 1996 Basic Safety Standards Agreement, drafted over 3 decades, that protected people from radiation. Frequent exposure to low doses of radiation can lead to cancer and birth defects, according to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, reports Bloomberg. So here we go. Despite the fact that the level of radiation the passenger exposed to is relatively low, repeated exposure for frequent flyers would undoubtedly increase the cancer risk. And so I haven't read this article yet. I'm reading it right now as I'm talking about it, and so um, that's the point I was just about to make. Was that this individual who made a very good argument as far as the recent videos that I put up regarding body scanners and their health risk, kept saying that it doesn't cause cancer, it doesn't cause cancer, remove your video, it doesn't cause cancer. And I'm just like, well, dude, you need to chill out because, you know, the research that has been done isn't focusing on the long-term effects, right? Like vaccines and that. No, they just want you to see immediate results, right? You take a vaccine, you drop dead, right? No, it doesn't work like that. And I don't think anybody in the anti-H1N1 vaccine community ever said that. And much like these body scanners, we're not saying you're going to go through them and you're going to get fried. Your DNA is going to get fried, and your skin's going to start melting off, and you're going to walk out with a fucking tumor, popping out of bulging out of your back of your neck or something. But that's, that's what these people want. They're kind of smart asses, and they are very rigid with their scientific method. It's a scientific method, right? And I respect people with the scientific method. Even atheists who don't believe in something that they can't prove, right? I still have respect for them. But at the same time, you don't want to be naive to say that, that results of research and the scientific method cannot be manipulated, because there's been so many cases such as the global warming theory and, before was the smoking and correlation with cancer. That can be easily manipulated, but people just want to totally disregard the political, social aspects of research and the scientific method and just stick to it. And so whatever the paid-off, influenced scientists who have been influenced by the money that they're getting, the grants, they stop getting the money if they don't produce certain results. But yeah, they just want to push forward and say, well, I'm just going to ignore that. I'm going to keep my blinders on, and I'm not going to even think about these things being harmed. So just roll them out, baby. And so I'm not saying I don't have respect for people that think like that. I just wish that they would look at other people's perspective as well, because I definitely take other people's perspective into account, into consideration. It says the report issued by the IACRS encompasses the work of the European Commission and the IAEA, Nuclear Energy Agency, and the World Health Organization. As we have highlighted, not only do the body scanners pose health risk, but they also violate the fundamental human rights of the innocent to be protected against strip searches. Despite official denials that the images produced by the devices show details of genitalia, journalists have investigated trials of the technology and reported details of sexual organs are eerily visible. Indeed, as we have previously highlighted, when the scanners were first introduced at the Australian airports in 2008, it was admitted that the X-ray backscatter devices don't work properly unless the genitals of people going through them are visible. It will show the private parts of people. But what we've decided is that we're not going to blur those out, because it's similar. It severely limits the detection capabilities, said Melbourne Airport's Office of Transportation or Transport Security Manager Cheryl Johnson. Attempts to keep this under wraps by lying about the images produced are an effort to head off the challenges to the legality of the devices. Historically, civil lawsuits when an individual has been strip searched by a member of the opposite sex have proven to be successful in North America. Courts have consistently found that strip searches are only legal when performed on a person who has already been found guilty of a crime, or on arrestees pending trial, where a reasonable suspicion has to exist that they are carrying weapons. Subjecting masses of people to blanket strip searches in airports reverses the very notion of innocent until proven guilty. And it says, barring people from flying and essentially treating them like terrorists or for refusing to be humiliated by the virtual strip search is a clear breach of basic human right of freedom of movement. So there you go, everybody. Just wanted to say that we are living in a system where we are all guilty. We're all little criminals running around, and at any time we can be plucked from the state, and we have to use all of our wealth and our resources to prove our innocence, and you can guess who's going to win that fight. So right on, home of the brave and the free. So good article, and I'll leave your comments. Thank you.